Okay, we start. I said I will do a summary of the theoretical aspect of Power BI that we talked about last week before we go into practical proper. So as I said last week, I said that Power BI is a collection of data connector. Please, if I open a slide, read it up. I might not really read it one word, or rather, I might not really read everything. So Power BI is like a data visualization or business intelligence platform where you get insight from data sets that from either one or more data sources. You understand? So if you are collecting data on CSV file, Excel, database, you can extract data from different data sources, which I just mentioned: CSV file, Excel, SQL, database, and other, even cloud platform Azure. You can extract data from there. There are up to about 200 data sources that you can connect from. So Power BI is very good at data connecting. So you can connect data from different data sources, be it software, even be it URL, like the data source, the data you want to extract is on Google or any website. You can use the URL and extract the data from there. So the major work of Power BI is ETL. When you extract the data from different data sources, you transform and then you load. When you finish the ETL process, that's when you now do your analysis via plotting, insightful visualization. So this is just the basics of what Power BI can do. Microsoft Power BI is like a big umbrella covering up to 4 platforms under it, or 4 products under it. There is Power BI Desktop, there is Power BI Service, there is Power BI Report Server, and there is Power BI Mobile. Let me explain. Power BI Desktop is this one you people downloaded. It's basically for building reports. So Power BI Desktop is the main, like, should I call it a main, is the basics of data of Microsoft Power BI. So if you are going to be using Power BI Mobile, Power BI Reserve, Report Server, Power BI Server, you must go through Power BI Desktop. So Power BI Desktop is basically for building your reports. Report means all these visuals that you build. Do you understand? Like those ones that others, some students were plotting and showing on our group chat. Those are reports. So you can only do that using Power BI Desktop. So when you've built your report and you want other team members to see it, maybe you people are in data units, like for a big organization, they might have data analytics unit, they can call it any name, and maybe people are collaborating, like this person will build report based on this person will build report based on this, and you want the collaboration to be going maybe real time or something like that. Wherever they are, they can put in they can see what each other person have done. So that one, you need Power BI Service. Power BI Service is like a cloud part of Power BI Desktop. I believe most of us know the difference between cloud computing and on-premise. On-premise is the one you can access wherever you are. Like let me say my data is in my desktop. I must be with my desktop to access it. You understand? So cloud computing is wherever you are. So far you have your credentials, you can easily log in and access it even without carrying your laptop. For instance, Google Drive is a cloud computing scenario. Even your Gmail, wherever you are, so far you know your credentials, you can easily log in. So Power BI service is like the cloud aspect of Microsoft Power BI for publishing and sharing. When you must have built your report using Power BI desktop. When you build it, you can push it to Power BI service if you want it to be published or shared by your teammates. And for you to use Power BI service, you must have you will use your let me say office email, all these domain email that have, let me say, blah blah ujunwa at which company should I use? airtelng.com, all this company name or school name, ujunwa at photo.com. Don't mind, I'm using photo, I graduated from there. So that's the kind of email you can use for Power BI service to establish your Power BI service. Remember, you must have built your report using Power BI's desktop. You don't use Power BI service to build your report. You use Power BI's desktop to build your report, which is what we are going to be doing, because that's the major work in data, in business intelligence or data visualization. Then the third one is Power BI report server. Is like the on-premise server report, like you host your Power BI report on your, let me say, local space, like on-premise. So Power BI mobile is the one you can access when you have built your report, you've published it, then you can access it using your Power BI mobile. Either your iPhone, your Android, or Windows devices, you can access the report that you have pushed. Remember, you must have built your report using Power BI desktop. You must have pushed it using Power BI service to the cloud. Then you will now access it using Power BI mobile if you want to access it. Maybe you want to access the report and you're with your phone. You can easily log in and see whatever your teammates want you to use. So that being known, any question? I think, okay, nobody is raising hand, so let's move. Okay. You know, I'm sharing my screen, so for me to see you raising your hand, I will have to go back to the interface and see. So if you are raising your hand, I'm not seeing it. You can just go back. I think that would be better. So we've explained Power BI and the 4 major products that are under Microsoft Power BI. Remember, Power BI is a Microsoft. Please unmute. Sorry, mute. Is it mute or mute? Off your microphone, please. So, parts of Power BI. For those that were not in class when I talked about data, I talked about when you collect your data, processes in data analysis, you collect your data, you clean up the data, you transform it, that's called data pre-processing. Some call it data wrangling. You will hear so many names. Some call it data munging. Which other data? These are the 3 main names that they call it. So you transform the data for it to be clean. Then you use it for your analysis. I would use, for instance, you go to where they're mining gold. Gold might not really be attractive when you see it or when you mine it out. So it will pass through different process for the gold to be attractive. So that's what data is all about. When you get a raw data, there will be the data will be dirty. Dirty in the sense that some columns might have missing values. Some units might be, maybe they are using cm for some, they are using millimeter for some, they are using meters for some. So all these things are what you would do while doing data transformation. So okay, getting back to where we are. Stages of developing a BI, business intelligence. If you see BI, this Power BI means Power Business Intelligence. It's a business intelligence platform. So for BI solution, generally for any BI platform that you are using. Power BI is not the only BI platform. For any BI platforms that you are using, you should be able to extract data, extract raw data from different data sources. You should be able to transform the data. You should be able to model the data. You should be able to visualize the data, which is the cocoa, like data visualization. Then you should be able to share the the report that you have built to other team members. So these are the five basics of BI solutions. Getting the raw data, that's getting it from different data sources, transforming them, modeling them, visualizing them, and collaboration. So looking at the drawing here, the image, I believe you people can see the movement of my cursor. So these are sample of data sources. This means cloud. You can extract data from the cloud in case if your database is based on cloud, not on premise. You can extract your data on the cloud. You can this one is for SQL. This one can represent Excel or CSV. In case your data is on folder or on file method, so you can extract your data, build your report using Power BI desktop, then you publish it. When you have published the data, maybe later you have a change on the data, there is a way you can automate your Power BI service that if there is any change on the data source, let it as in rechange the report that you have published. So you don't need to go back again, extract, build report, and push. So once you push, there are ways you will do it. Maybe they added report of another month. It will automatically be interactive on the report that you have pushed. So this one is sample of data Power BI mobile, where you can access the built report and published report. Remember, build report, publish it, then you can access it using your Power BI mobile. So this one is for Power BI Cloud, as in when you have published it and maybe you want to put some restriction on your data. You don't want some of your teammates to have access to the data or something like that. This one is majorly for security's sake, in case you are working with a big organization that don't really allow people to have full access to their data. So maybe you built a data, you want some stakeholders that are still in your company, you can limit the kind of data you want them to see, so they will not have access to your data. It's called data security. Okay. This Power BI desktop navigation. I try as much as possible to bring in the interface here, though we'll still go back to that place. Okay, I think from here we can go. Okay, when you open your Power BI desktop, can you all see my screen? Hope I'm not talking to myself.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can
Yes, we
see.
can see it.
Okay, when you open your Power BI desktop, this is what you would see. So for this, where if you want more tutorials, you can click here and see some of the tutorials. Please mute your mic. Oh, so oh gosh, what am I saying? So you see an interface like this. You can, for this work we are doing now, we don't really need anything around here, so we delete it. So this is the major place we are going to be dealing with. Remove this file. Okay. This auto recovery is because I did a work on my Power BI, my office work. I use Power BI to do some report on that. So assuming I want to see where I stopped, I can click on that view recovery. Then it will bring back where I was, but I don't want to use that data. We are dealing on new data here. So when you open your Power BI and you've removed that yellow interface, this is how the general interface would be. So let me explain some of the what the summary of this interface. So Power BI have three, should I call it three windows or three tabs? Any name you want to call it. So and before I start, one thing about my Microsoft Power BI or generally Microsoft products is that they make it very much user friendly in the sense that when you put cursor on any tab, it will give you a summary of what the tab does. So we have report tab. Report tab, this is where we are now. This is where you build your report. This place is called Canvas. I hope people are seeing the movement of my cursor. This place is called Canvas. This is where you build your reports. So this is the report interface or report tab. Here we have filter. Filter is where, let me say, you want to see only top 5, or you want to see just filter, generally the name filter. You want to see top 5, you want to see bottom 5, you want to see, you can select maybe the data you reported have 36 states and you just want to see only for Lagos, Abuja and Port Harcourt. This is where you will just mark the particular states you want to see and it would interact with the report you've built and give you the only ones you want to see. Just basically filtering. This is the place you will do it. So here is visualization. This is where you have the visuals. There are other visuals you can use in case if these visuals are not enough for you. There are some other visuals that you can get access to by clicking more, get more visuals like word cloud. Which other visual? There are other types of visual. This is not the only visual that Power BI can give you. There are hundreds of visuals that I can give you, but should in case this one didn't satisfy you, I don't know what you are building in this lower level that this ones cannot satisfy, but in case you can click on more visuals and get your visuals, more visuals that you want. Or you want to remove some visuals, you can remove them. You want to import a visual from a file. So this is basically what you can do. Then here is value. Any visual you click, it will give you the template. Yeah, I think I should call it template. The template of what is required for that visual to be built. Okay, let me click tag back. Okay, I see in the template, they need you to input the column you want to be your axis. Drag, this is where the columns, when you import your data, this is where the columns of the data you've imported will lie here. So if maybe you want a visual, a stacked, a column chart, you drag the column you want and you want to be your axis, you put it here. You bring the column you want to be your legend, the column you want to be your values. So this is where you drag in your the template for each visual. Sorry, each visual have individual template. Okay, like bar chart, I seen the change. They are not the same. Line chart, it has its own. Matrix, it has its own. Table, it has its own. So anyone you click, it will bring down the template. Then you fill in the template, it will populate on the canvas for you. Okay, for here it's called format. This is the people that know web development, I think this should be the CSS, where you beautify your data. You want the letters, you increase the font, increase the color of the font. This is where you just beautify the visual that you have built. You get this, where you beautify it. So which other one should I explain more? You want, maybe you build something here and this place is occupied, or you segmented your report. Maybe this report you want to do sales analysis, so anything you are building here should be related to sales. Then after sales you want to do customer analysis, whatever you are building should be customer or something like that. Then profit analysis, so you can segment it into pages, build one in this page, you can open another page, you can open another page. So this one is home. Insert is basically for, as the name implies. And another thing about Power BI is that there are many ways to kill, how do they put it in? There are many ways to achieve what you want to achieve. Like now, this decomposed tree, see decomposed tree here, decomposition tree. So you have ability of building your report from here. So why would you go through this process where the visual is already written here for you? Yeah. In your report, you want to write some things. This is the you click. You want to import an image from your local, from your computer. This is where you click. So you can just play around with it so you know its functionalities. Okay, so I said that Power BI has three interfaces, or rather three major tabs. So the first one is reports, the second one is data. When you have imported your data would be stored here. This could be likened to be a data warehouse for Power BI. So your data would be saved here. You understand? So this is where your data will be saved. So the third one is model. This is where you build the relationship between each data set you've imported. Especially if you are dealing with before you plot a data, they're supposed to be related. Data analysis is majorly about comparison. That's the summary of what we do in data analysis. Comparison. Compare one or two. So this is where you build the relationship. They have to be related. You can't be talking about school children and come and again import another data that is talking about manufacturing. They are not correlating. So the data you are importing ought to be correlating. This is where you build the relationship. Though Power BI have the power, let me call it the power, to build the relationship for you. So if you're importing different data sets or different tables, most times Power BI will automatically pick the relationships. But in case it failed to build the relationship for you, you click here and build the relationship for yourself. So back to our slide. This is what I just explained now, so I don't need to go for that to explain. This is what I explained. I said report view, it contains canvas where you build your reports. Data view is where the table, that's the rows and columns that you've imported, that's where it's saved. Relationship is where you build the relationship between the tables that you've imported, especially if you are analyzing more than one table or more than one data set. Okay. Filter pane, I've talked about it. Visualization pane, I've talked about it. That's where your visuals are. So filter pane is where you filter your data. And let me say you want to see only 3 states, or you want to see the top 5, you want to see the bottom 5 and the rest of them. That's where you filter it. Am I still communicating?
Yes, you are.
Yes, very.
Okay.
Yes.
Power BI
Yes, yeah.
architecture. Okay. This is basically ETL: extract, load, and transport, transform, and load. You extract your data from different data sources. These are different data sources. You have SQL, you have MySQL, different databases, even Oracle, PDF, blah blah blah, different data sources. Wherever you are extracting your data, majorly they are on that Power BI. You extract them, you transform if you want to transform immediately. Me, I'm not that patient in transforming. So whenever I'm importing, I import. I want to see what I've imported. So I realize that most times I do ELT instead of ETL. All of us go reach the same place. So however you do your own. ETL means you extract, then you transform before you load. But most times I will just extract, load, then from load I will then go and transform because I just want to see the data I've imported. So I'll know where I will start transforming. It's your choice. Then when you've loaded, before you load, and when the data is on your warehouse, you must have cleaned, you must have transformed, you must have done your data wrangling. So you then start building your reports. After building your reports, you push it to Power BI service for publishing. But in case if your people you are reporting the reports is are sitting around you, you don't really need to push it there. They can just see your visuals from your report platform. Then it's just in case the cloud service, in case they're not around, they're not on-prem with you, you can push it on the cloud so they'll be able to access it wherever they are. That's the function of Power BI service. Mm, Building blocks of Power BI. There is visualization, which is data visualization you do with Power BI. There is reports. There is dashboard. I will still explain the difference between report and dashboard. There is data sets. Data set is your data, your group of data, your group of data you've extracted from different data sources that are your data set. Then tile. Tile is a visual. Like this one is a tile. This is a tile. This is a tile. You can build another tile. So a visual is a tile. Let me put it that way. I try as much as possible to use a layman language to explain some technical. I don't like using technical terminology, so it will not confuse some people. So report and dashboard. As I used illustration last week, let me rephrase the illustration. You are passing through a supermarket. They have a show glass. So if you are passing, the things that are on the show glass would be an attracting point for you to come into the storeroom or the supermarket. When you get into the storeroom or the supermarket, you will now see different products, but they will showcase the best of best on the show glass. Do you understand? So those ones showcased on the show glass are your dash should be a dashboard. Then when you come into the storeroom or supermarket, the other items there are your reports. I think this scenario should throw more light. Then a report can be built in more than one page. As I explained, you can open another page, open another page. Report is just as you're getting insight, you are building reports. As you're getting insight, group okay, group of tiles or group of visuals make a report. Group of visuals or tiles makes a report. So from report, you now extract the major one that your stakeholders want. Those are the ones that will make your dashboards. Dashboards are majorly in one page. Reports can be in more than one page. Dashboard is after the whole filtering, after getting the whole insights. Okay, this is the major thing. This is the summary of what you want to see. This is the summary of the solution to your objective. That one is your dashboard. But report is like, as you are getting insight, you are building the report. As you are getting insight, you are building the report. So before there is a dashboard, there would be a report. Before there is a report, there would be tiles. Before there is tiles, there would be data sets. Are you getting the hierarchy or the correlations? Okay, slide 8. This is the summary of the differences, but what I mentioned is just the basic difference between dashboard and the report. The dashboard is in one page, report is in one or more pages. One for the data sources, one or more reports, and one or more data sets for dashboard, a single data set for it. So you can read through and know the difference. But what I explained is the major one. This is just big grammar. You can just screenshot and read if you wish. But what I explained is the basics. Once you understand it, you know the difference between both of them. So I thought I corrected this thing last week. Don't mind my grammar. I'm having a little error from what I observed. So for your data transformation, I've been talking about it here. You transform. For people that didn't join us in last week's class, last 2 weeks class, they might not really understand what transformation is all about. So wherever you hear me say data transformation or data cleaning, this is what I'm talking about. You look at the missing values on the rows and columns. You choose the relevant column. You renaming of column. Maybe the data set they gave you, they use let me say sales, total sales, they use TS. And whenever you see TS, you might not really understand what the TS. You have the ability, you can change the column name for it to give a meaning to your head when you're analyzing it. You can call it total sales, you can call it T.sales. Just put it in your own language that you understand. Understanding the data types, you have to check each column. Is this column supposed to be a numerical data type? Is this column supposed to be a timestamp data type? Is this column supposed to be a text data type? Sometimes the columns, okay, let me say, for instance, I love using illustration. Let me think of an illustration. Let me say that there is a column that is supposed to be oh god, I'm thinking of an example that you so would understand it. I can't think of anything right now, but data type, I'm trying to look for a scenario where you can change a data type. Okay, let me say there is a column that have today's date is 5/3/2022, and the data type that the column read happened to be text. Because of the slash there happen to be text. This is a date data type. It's not supposed to be text, so you have to change it to date. Why you would change it is for it to be easier for you, in case you want to visualize for months, it will be easier. Or you want to visualize by quarter, you want to visualize by days, so it will be easier because the data type has been changed to date data type. But if it's on text, you cannot. Text means that it's a string, so you cannot read it like that. Or another scenario, I can't think again. I can't think of anything. So this is an illustration where you can change your data type, removing errors, removing duplicates. For instance, the data have one, then have another one, ONE. You can change that. It's either you are using ONE for all of them, you are using words for all of them, or you are using one. So it's the data supposed to be consistent. If you are using a particular SI unit, centimeter, all of them on that column should be centimeter. You cannot be seeing centimeter and be seeing meter. It will affect your analysis. Or let me say country. Someone wrote United States of America, Nigeria, fully written. Then another person came and wrote USA, NGR. So you have to choose the one you are going to be using. They should be consistent. Another another scenario where you need transformation. These are the basics. If I remember anyone, I will mention it during the class. This is what we did last week, so I'm trying to meet up to today's work. I've explained what data modeling in data visualization in Power BI. When you hear data modeling, it means building relationships, which are the ones that you can build here. Linking, please mute your mic. Linking each table together, making it to correlate, to have relationship. This is what data modeling means here. But data modeling in data science is not the same thing. It's basically the same thing, but it's just that this one is more visualized. Data modeling in data science is something like building a formula that would guide something. Let me say you want A to be equal to 2B plus 6. It is a model. So wherever you, maybe in future your B became 6, you can just subscribe clicks into that formula and you will get your A. So that's basically what building model is. But for here, building model is creating relationship. The example I used before is still creating of relationship, but this one is more visualized. Okay, back to where we were. I'm trying to rush. So Power Query is the engine that helps you to transform data in Power BI. Whenever you want to import and whenever you want to clean, append, maybe Excel, the Excel you imported, they have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and you want them to append. Append means, how will I explain? Append means you are joining, you are joining it vertically. So you are joining it vertically, it means appending. Merging means you are joining it like you are joining more columns. You are merging, like, let me put it, merging is horizontal, appending is vertical. When you want to change data type, when you want to filter your rows, when you want to remove columns, when you want to group by bins, when you want to split, when you want to create new columns, all these functions are what you can do with Power Query. So Power Query is the engine in Power BI that helps you to do all those. So DAX is data analysis experience. These are the function, like it looks like code. Look, see example here. You want to build, let me say they gave you sale amount, but they didn't give you total sales. And maybe you want to create a new column that should be talking about total sales. You can use DAX. DAX is just like an operation, or a function that you use to build. Either you use it to build a calculated column or you want it to build a calculated measure. Calculated column is like when you are creating a new column. That's the summary of what calculated column is all about. When you are building a column from the column that was given to you. So calculated measure is you are using a column to build something, but this column that you are going to build from it is not going to affect, or is not going to appear on the data set. Like, it's not going to come out as a new column. You are just building it for a particular thing you want to do. So once you use it and do that, like, it will not come out as a new column that have been created. Why you can use this is because it helps to minimize the memory. Like, it will not occupy much memory. When you create a new column, more memory is being occupied. And in this Power BI desktop, that I think if you are using the on page one, there's limitation of the memory that it can take. Then if you want to extend, for people that are dealing with big data, they have to pay for license to use much more memory space. So, any question before I move further? Question. Ask your question. I'm waiting. Okay, would you ask your question?
Good morning.
Morning, dear.
Thank you very much. Please, can you come again in this that? I don't really get it. Please, just
Okay.
one more. Thank you.
I said that DAX is a function. Like, it's just like writing an operation that the column that you have. Let me say you want to create a new column. I remember before I said that there are many ways in Power BI to achieve other things. You can achieve some DAX, for some things that you will do with DAX. You can achieve it by clicking some tabs, but sometimes there are some operations that you would want to do that the only way to do it is using DAX. I don't know. When I use it, you will understand it. Some things are better understood the practical way. Just take it that way. You
Okay.
get?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any other question? Okay, let's move on. You can raise your hand down, would you? So I'll know.
Okay, catch it. Yeah. Thank you.
Eh? I didn't get you, Oluyide.
Okay, I said, please, I would like you to explain the data modeling slide again. I didn't quite catch it when you were explaining.
Okay. Data modeling slide here. Okay. This is where you build relationship between columns, between tables, should I say between table or among tables, in case you have more than two. Let me say, from the SQL, you are using SQL data source. I try to avoid that, I tried to avoid this example so it will not really confuse most of it, because we've not really done database, or if you have not really understood database very well, most of you, let me put it that way. For instance, you are extracting data from database. The tables you extracted, they have customer table. Customer table is talking about maybe the bio data of the customers, the name, customer ID, the age of the customer, the location of the customer, just specifically for the customer. Then you have another table that is talking about product table. The product table might be talking about the product, the customer that buys this product. Are you seeing the relationship? Now, this new table I'm building have created a relationship between that product table and the customer, because it has talked about the customer. I seeing how it's building a relationship. Then, the product the customer buys, the quantity the customer buys, the amount that's selling the product. Now it has captured the relationship. If you bring in this product table, bring in customer table, customer ID would link with that table, with that product table, because in your table for that in that your product table, you have the product, you have customer. The customer is talking about the customer that used to buy so products. So now that customer ID that is on customer table have built a relationship between itself and the product, because it will link to that customer. So whenever you want to see that product table, you've seen the customer that used to buy it, and maybe you want to see the biodata of that customer, you can easily relate it to that customer ID. So with that, you'll be like, okay, this customer that used to buy this product is located so place. And maybe you will want to build another, you extracted another table that talks about sales table. Now I've talked about customer table, I've talked about product table. On that sales table, you have total sales, no dates, order dates, the date that they ordered for they made the sales, customer that made this, that bought the product the customer made. Now you are getting the relationship that they are building. So data model, when you import the data to your Power BI, you click here. Once you click here, if you are importing tables, data set that have different tables, or you imported Excel file that have different sheets. Sheet 1 is talking about the product. Yeah. Sheet 1 is talking about products. Sheet 2 is talking about customers. Sheet 3 is talking about sales. If you click here, most times Power BI will build the relationship for you. But if you click here and the relationship is not what it should be, you can rechange the relationship to suit you, but they have to be related for you to run an analysis. If not, if you click for the one of the table and click for the one of another table, it will give you error, because Power BI is not seeing any relationship for this table and this table. So you cannot analyze both of them together, or else you will analyze this one differently and analyze this one differently, which is no work is done, because that data analysis or data visualization, or rather business intelligence, is all about comparing to bring out the best insights, comparing to bring out the best out of what you have. Did I explain it? As in, who asked the question? Oluide.
Thank you very much.
Did I?
Yeah, you were able to cover it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ahmed, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. I'm Ahmed.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, I just want to know, is there any correlation between Power BI and Microsoft database?
Okay. Power BI is Microsoft products. And
Okay.
Microsoft, they build their product that you can synchronize any of their product. So if you're using any Microsoft product, you can sync it with any Microsoft product. Like this Power BI, you can sync it to Microsoft Team. You can sync it with, that is how Microsoft build their products. And I love that you can which better English? Synchronize is the only English that is entering my head now. So you can sync it with all of them. So they are very much related. But data Power BI is just for you to extract that data that you want. So if you are syncing it with a platform that you don't have data there that you want to extract, so why would you be syncing it with them? But normally they are synced. So you can extract data from any Microsoft products. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, very well. Thank you.
Okay. Last question before we move forward. No other question? Okay. Is there another person that is raising hand before I move on? Okay, let's go on. So, can people see my Power BI? Can you guys see my Power BI platform?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. I want to delete this tile or visual. Tile. It's still a tile because no visual is on it. I want to remove it. Click on this dots. I remove. Click on this dots. I remove. So my canvas is empty. So we want to import. Yeah, most of you did a nice work. Before I go on, let me mention something from my observation. Most of you were just building reports from, they just put click on any visual. Yes, they might come out, but the major reason of this data visualization is not majorly about graphics. Is it graphics? Yeah, some people were doing graphic design, putting color and putting color. Yes, it's good because it will be captivating. The color combination might look captivating, but the major thing is, are you communicating? Are your visuals communicating results? That's why I said during our first class, I talked about data. I said you ask smart questions. S means specific, M means measurable, A means blah blah blah, R means relevant, and T means time defined or something like that. So you ask smart questions to your stakeholders, the people, for you to understand the objectives. It could be that they want to see the location that made more sales and the product that they made more sales. As they're asking those questions and that's speaking their mind, they might not really put the words together very well. That's speaking their minds. You would note what you want to say. For instance, for these ones we are doing now, we are not doing a real life, a company data or an organization data analysis work. So this one, I advise before you start building, build an architect. Like how I used to do it is, if I see a data set, I will understand. Don't run an analysis that you don't understand the data set. That's why even on Kaggle, I know most of you know about Kaggle. Kaggle. Hello? Who knows about Kaggle? I think I should have said this before. Who knows about Kaggle? Please drop on the comment section if you don't want to mute. I cannot see changes on your screen. Kayafat, you can't see changes on my screen. Wow. Sorry, I can't hear 18. Wow. Where are all these complaints coming from? Wow. So Kaggle is like a data science, should I call it a data science social media platform? Yeah, from there you can learn some data science work. I know I learned some things in data science using the platform. From there, you see other people's work, you try to work on that. There you can get data, different data. There you can see many competition or challenge that you can register for, and you do it for more practical. So you can check for it, kaggle.com, you register under them, and from there you meet friends. It's like a data science world. It's a data science world. So that place would help you to build your work. So Kaggle. Okay, Joseph, you can talk.
Yes, and the cargo,
Yes,
can you spell it?
can you spell it?
Kaggle.
K A
Kaggle.
G
GGLE.
So you
Dot
dot
com
com.
or what? Dot com.
Yeah.
Dot com.
Once
Thank
you
you.
type in
Thank
Kaggle,
you.
Google would complete it for you. So let's move on. Please mute your mic.
Come in.
Okay. So
Please spell it again, ma.
I've dropped it on the group chat. Sorry, on the chat. cargo.com. So I'm going to state some things about visual before we go on. This is like a guide. It's not under a must it will follow, but it will guide you for visuals. I'm back to Power BI. I'm no longer on Cargo. So there are many visuals here. Sometimes you get confused on the particular visual you want to use. And you have to understand what your stakeholders want you to do, the solution they want you to provide. Once you've understood them, you write them down. As you are looking at the data set that we were given or the data set that you've extracted, that's why I said most times I do ELT, I load my data before I transform. Because I want to see the data and understand the data very well. Then I'll go to transform and start transforming. So, what was I saying? Yeah, looking at the visual, you have to know if this visual is giving solution to what you want. For instance, you want to see the sales that a company, sorry, I'm using manufacturing, sales. I believe that's in general, and I can't be using some IT data sets or aircraft data sets or something like that. But sales, everybody have to understand what sales data set is all about. So you want to check the sales that they made by months. Let me say January to December, and you use bar charts. Yeah, you use bar charts or clustered column chart. You can call it bar chart. In statistics, we grew up. I studied statistics. They taught us that this thing is bar charts. So probably I called it clustered column chart. All the name, all these things are nomenclature. So just know what the functions. Okay, back to what I was saying. You want to use bar chart to plot that graph. You're supposed to know that if you want to see the changes that occur over time could be yearly, over time could be monthly, over time could be quarterly. That what you want to see is like a trend. So if you use bar chart to view it, you will not get that solution. You will not get the trend. Let me put the trend. You will not get the changes that they are making over time once you view it. So once you want to do anything concerning changes per time, changes over time, it's advisable you use line graph, because line graph will now tell, oh, in January there was increase, in February, okay, this line is moving like this and like this. Okay, it's increasing. Then you'll be like, maybe in November there was the graph went down very well. Then came to December and went up. Now you are getting more understanding than if you had used bar charts. I don't know if you understand it. So whenever you want to plot any visual that have to do with changes over time could be year. Let me repeat, could be yearly, could be monthly, could be quarterly, could be even be daily. Let me say Monday, Tuesday till Friday. Could even be timely from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m., something like that. It's advisable you use line graph because it will help you capture the insights, capture the trend. It will just give you the going up and going out, going up and going down immediately, and you capture it. But with bar charts, you will not really get that insight. So that noted, you use column or what they call it, column charts or whatever. When you want to view something that have different categories. Let me say you want to view, and which example? The sales that they made by stores. Let me say the company, they have 3 stores. So you want to see their sales by stores. So those stores are the categories. So it's advisable you use bar chart, because bar chart will give those categories different colors. Then you'll be like, okay, this column have higher sales, so have higher total sale than this store. So if you come and use line graph to do it, it will not really give you that insights immediately. You know work is done automatically. So nobody would really teach you this, but as you keep working with data visualization, you understand what I'm saying more. You understand the best visual to use for each problem. So you not go and use like most people were doing. People were just plotting graphs that were not giving insight. Whenever you're plotting graph or doing data visualization, or rather doing data analysis work, your mind should be on stakeholders. Will stakeholders understand this? Will layman understand the message you are trying to pass? You might understand what you are doing, but your stakeholders might not really understand. And it's not every time that they will come call you to ask, what do you even mean by what you did here? Your data analysis report should answer questions even when you are not there. Which other visual? Okay. Pie chart. If you look at this one, pie chart and donut chart, they are brothers and sisters, though not identical. They are twins, but not identical twins. So they can be used to they function, they do the same work. So they are used when you want to show relationship of parts to a whole. Let me say part to a whole. What do I mean? Let me say you want to see maybe this store they occupied more, this store they occupied lesser, something like that. You just want to see parts, the segments, the parts of a whole. That's the better English to use. Parts of a whole, you to show you their segment from the sizes shows the aggregate or the amount, something like that. So you use anyone. Donut chart, the only difference there is that donut chart, as you look at the visual, the center is open, and it gives space when you want to label. Unlike this one, that maybe you have many things you want to label, they might be clustered. Sometimes some will not even appear at all. Like all this 1%, they might not even, the color might not appear, but with this one, at least to an extent, it would appear. So, scatter, in statistics, we call this one scatter plots, but here they called it scatter charts. Okay. Scatter chart is majorly used for instance, you want to know if there is an outlier. Yeah, it can be used for checking for outliers. It can also be used, which other, like you are going to see the flow, the correlation of what you have plotted. Let me define correlation. Correlation is in a normal English everybody speaks. These things are not correlated though. But in statistics, or rather in data analysis, it means relationship between two or more variable. Variable could be two or more columns. Variable could be columns or features. So correlation is relationship between two or more columns. Let me put it that way. In correlation, we have positive correlation and negative correlation. Yeah, with scatter, and maybe the scatter plot and move. I can see my cursor because that's the only way I will explain myself now. Someone should answer. Can you see my cursor, the movement of my cursor?
Yes, sure, ma, you can. Ma.
Okay. And maybe after you plotted the graph, the points are moving like this. They're moving up. I seen it. It shows that they are positive correlated in the sense that they higher here, they higher here. If it's 1 here, as in the higher the value here, the higher it will be on the x-axis. So it shows a positive correlation, they are directly proportional. If you still remember your mathematics, they are directly proportional. The higher this one is, the higher this one is. Negative correlation means they are in what they call it in mathematics, is it indirectly proportional or whatever? Yeah, so maybe this one, the
Inversely
higher it is, the
proportional.
lower. Hey, thank you. Inversely proportional. The higher this one is, the lower this one is. Now, if you look at the plot will even show you that this one is going high while this one is coming down. Let me say you have one here, and maybe what you have here is, you have 10 here, well, maybe what you have here is 1. The plot will be here, right? Sorry, the plot will be here. So it will move like this, while positive correlation will move like this. So, and another thing you can use some scatter plots to do is to check for outlier. Maybe other points that you plotted, they clustered on one particular region. Then one point came and pointed out somewhere that is not reachable. You have to go back to your data. You might notice that the range of your data, that most of them were ranging from 1 to 100. Then one point came and ranged to 10,000. So you have to go back to your stakeholders. While running analysis, you should be in good communication with your stakeholder or the person that and it affects your analysis. So when you notice something like this, you have to go back to the person that gave you the data or the stakeholder to understand, sir, please, I noticed there is an outlier here. This one is really overshooting. Is it normal? Maybe the person will be like, it's an error that, let me say, they measured a particular machine, and from that machine, the highest you can measure from that machine could be 100. Then maybe when they were inputting the data, someone clicked 0 and 0 continued to click itself. Are you getting it? So with these dots, you have noted that outlier. So it's either you delete the row or you discuss with the stakeholder. The stakeholder will be like, okay, maybe this person wanted to write 100 or this person wanted to write 10. Looking at other features, maybe the person that made that sale is the person that used to make sale of 10 naira. Do you understand? They'll be like, okay, this person is at this range of 10 naira. This value is supposed to be 10, not 10,000. Maybe it's an error or a mistake, something like that. So you correct it. So now this point, scatter plot have helped us to point out that outlier. Understood. So another one is map. Map is used when you are talking about either postal codes, countries, longitude and latitude. It's majorly for spatial visualization. I'm pointing out the ones that I know that you most times you tend to use most times. Okay, tree map. It's the one that will show the higher the rectangle, it shows that it has the higher value. Let me say you have 100 here. 10 should be at this small, it will give you lesser rectangle. So this one, the area of the rectangle shows should I call it proportion or the value. So the higher the value, the higher the rectangular area. Sorry, is it rectangle? This is rectangle now. Yeah, the rectangle this day. So that's majorly for this one. So now, at least with what I've explained, you now know that all visuals don't answer a question. So you don't just use any visual anyhow you want to use it, because it will not answer the question you want it to answer. Maybe during practical, we'll now understand most of the visual. I can start explaining the visuals, blah, 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 one after the other. So, which other one? Okay, let's move on. Okay, back to work. Okay, someone should tell me how I'll delete this one. Someone should raise his or her hand. Let me know if we are even communicating. Joseph, unmute. I'll be telling me what to do. Joseph.
Yes. Well, be raising my hand. I wanted you to please explain that bar chart again. It's used for the bar chart, please.
I'm asking the person that will tell me how I will delete this.
Okay. Yeah, cursor there. That three dots. It will show.
Click
You
on
put
the
your
three
cursor
dots.
on the three dots here. So that three dots. Yeah, see remove there.
Remove.
Click.
Okay. It shows that we
Yeah.
understand it. So what was your question?
Yes, that bar chart. You see the show which kind of report.
Don't worry. But bar chart is used for categorical when you want to get insight from categories. So a data that is
Okay.
categorical.
Okay. Thank you.
So let's go on. So now, practical proper. So someone should tell me the first thing we will do. Someone that was in the last class. Would you?
The first thing we are going to do is to get data.
How will I get the data? I don't know. Tell me.
Okay. I think there are two ways. It's either you go to new. Sorry, I can't see very well. Okay. It's either you go to this import. Okay, if you want to get it from Excel, you just go to import data from Excel. As in this down,
No.
that canvas, there are so many
Or
guys there. Or you go to new visual
okay.
or home. I think if you go to home, okay, yes, got to get data from home.
Okay. Correct. I intentionally left it on inside so it will confuse you. Okay. I'm back to home. So if you want to get your data, I share the data set on our group chat. For people that are joining today, go back to group chat and search for it because I'm not going to share it again. So go to home. The data I shared happened to be a CSV file. It's having an extension of .csv, so it's a CSV file. Sorry, I clicked on Excel.
What was that again?
Is someone talking to me?
We just realized there's another data you sent.
Is it me that sent another person?
We thought that was
Nobody should drag me back.
Can I speak?
Yeah, everybody mute your mic. No talk.
No, I mean, like, most of us, we already have that on our system. And I've worked on it. We're going to discard it.
Maybe you listen, take correction, and if the data is already on your Power BI, check if it's still there.
It's still there.
And then you can tag along. Where is my own data?
All right.
I think it should be on download. I'm looking for my own data. Where did I save it? Okay.
Go to 5. Did you see save as?
I've gotten my data. So this is my data. If you want to transform before you load, you click transform data. But I choose to load first. So I want to explain something. That's why I'm loading it. Okay. I've imported my data. It's still running. How you know that the data have entered is once it's entered, go to your file. You will see the data here. And if you look at your canvas, you know that the canvas is ready for work. It's not telling you drag the field, like drag it and come to me, I'm not ready. Unlike what it was before. So once your data is imported, this is the interface you have. First evidence is here. If you drop down the arrow, you see the columns of that data. Then if you go to data interface. Now you are seeing the whole data here. Are you with me? So I've imported my data. If you go to relationship, being that is only one data set, it's just standing alone. As soon as I import another data that is related to that, that table will tag here, and you see an arrow that will show the column that is related to the other column. But for now, for startup, let's deal with only one data. Okay. Now I've imported the data. Some of you would be like, how will you now know the one you want to build? As a data analyst or a data scientist, your brain, I talked about one soft skill. You should be a critical thinker and should be an analytical. Yeah, I think something like that. So you've looked at the data, you have to understand the data. What's this data actually talking about? Okay, this data is talking about ship mode. That means it have many ship mode. You'll be like, okay, how many ship mode does it have? I am talking to myself and I am understanding. So you have to first understand the data before you just rush and start plotting graph. No, so once you import it, it has a filter distance. So once you click this arrow, from what we have here, we have first class, second, same day, second class, and standard class. Okay, you'll be like, okay, the ship mode that this thing have is, if you must order your product must pass through one of these shipping mode. Is either you want it to come as a first class or something like that. Now you'll be like, okay, but there's some ones that you will drop down. You see first class. You see another first class. Just the different, should I call it different cases? Let me say this one, it was written in capital letter. This one was written in small letter and some capital letter. Another first class was written. So there you have to transform it, make them to be consistent. It's either you are going with capital, small letter, or whatever. There you will use replace values. Okay, now I'm trying to understand the data. We have segments. Okay, we have customer. Sorry, this data has been cleaned to an extent. Yeah, it has been cleaned. So there is no much work to do on that. So for countries, you'll be like, okay, how many countries does it have? If you look at it, it has only United States as a country. Cities. So this is how you go about that. And this is where you can check for duplicates. Like I explained, this one was written in small letter, big letter, or Nigeria, NGR, USA, United States of America, USA. This is where it will appear. Because what is going to be appearing here is like unique values of what you have on that column. Just the unique values would appear here. I hope all of you understand what unique value is. Okay, this is basically what you would do here. Now we've understood the data, that the data is talking about the ship mode of, it has categories, it has the sales, so it has subcategories, it has discount, it has profits. Okay, now, from these profits, you can actually know the cost price in case you want to know how much they bought all their products. They gave you profits, they gave you sales. Your mathematics should tell you that profit, to get the cost price, this should be selling price, right? To get the cost price, you will do profit is selling price minus cost price. So make cost price the subject of the formula, then you can get your cost price if need be. But here in this project, no stakeholder gave us what to do. So we are just getting insights on our own and we are analyzing on our own. Okay. It gave region. It has central, east, south, and west. Okay. It has many subcategories. You can easily check, okay, for office supply, how many categories does it have? You can easily do that. Okay, let's go back to visual. Sorry, let's go back to reports. Oh, my battery data is disappointing. Okay, let's do one. Sales. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay. Let's check total sales by region. We want to know the region that made highest sales. Look at it. Region could be category. If you look at Power BI, already chose Power BI chose column chart for me, and if you look at it, it automatically pushed each column to particular template for me. But if you feel that this is not what you want, you can change it. So Power BI helps a lot. It makes work very easy for you. So now with this, I have seen that West region made more sales, followed by East, followed by Central, followed by South. So you can.
Please, sorry, I don't see how you got to this place.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Click on region, click on sales, or drag region and drop on axis. You drag sales and drop on values. It will then click on this visual. It will give you this. So moving on.
How
We've
did
done
you
one
open it
visual.
to get the region and all that?
Drop down, drop down. It was like this. Then I dropped it down.
Okay.
So
Okay.
remember, all of them are in USA. So maybe you want to
Yes.
know the region. Sorry, I've done region, right? The states that made more sales, and you want to see them in. You can mute your mic, please. And you want to see them on either map. I've clicked on country. I've clicked on states. If you look at, because it saw country, it saw state. So Power BI automatically know that you're supposed to use map. But that doesn't mean you must. You can change the visual if map is not driving home the point you want. Do you understand? So you can increase it. Okay. If you look at what Power BI did for me, it brought the state as a legend. It dragged it to a legend, but that's not actually what I want. So I think since all of them are in USA, let me bring state to location, because so instead of putting that USA here, there is no variation. Everything is USA. So why would I come and put on USA? So I dragged state. So do you what to ask yourself is, how did you know that these states are USA? So Power BI is an AI, it's an artificial intelligence, it chooses it. So it knows that all these states are states that are found in USA. So if you see it, can you see how it dragged everything in inside here? If you click it, it's showing the states. So now we want to know the cells that they made. Then we want the cells to come as a size. The one that made more cells, the size of this bubble should be bigger, something like that. You drag it to size. So now this one have small bubble. So this, okay, is it profit that I use? Okay, you want to know the one that made more profit. So Texas made, if you look at the bubble, this one you know by the bubble. So now graph looks beautiful, but did it actually answer what I want to do? It didn't, from me, I think, because they are too clustered. Or I just want to keep it like that, but they're too clustered. I must have to put my cursor on it to know. How am I supposed to know that this one had more profit than this one? I will have to put my cursor on it because the bubbles are looking a little bit similar. This one is big, right? This one is big. So the bubbles might not really drive home the point I want. Else you just want to put it there. And even if I make the states to come out, it will look too clustered, and it's not right. It won't be insightful. Yeah, that's the best word to use. Sorry, I've been trying to get the best word. It won't really be insightful. So for me, first of all, what I would do if I'm running the analysis, I'll try and put it on table first to even look at it. Then I've put it on table to actually see how the thing they appear. Okay. From there, I will know that this thing have so many states. So I don't actually know how many states USA have. So this thing have so many states. So if I'm to put it on bar charts, where is it going to stop? Okay, let's try bar charts. I seen it is still going forward. Someone's mic is on, please mute. So now, if you look at it, California made more profit, followed by New York, followed by this. So instead of it to be clustered like this, here I'll use filter. Okay, I'll use filter. I'll be like, whose mic is on, please mute. Okay, I'll be like, okay, let me see the top 5 and bottom 5. With that, I'll know the states that I'm not making profit on. Okay, now to make this one, I'll go to filter. Now I'm using this filter tab. Okay. Sorry, I'm coming. There's something I'm checking. No. Okay. For instance, this number is showing you number of appearance, like count. It shows that Alabama appeared. Oh, I didn't mark it. So anyone you want to see, maybe you wanted to see only California, the one that have high appearance. Oh. Okay. Anyone you click, it would appear. You understand? So Power BI is interactive. It's very much interactive, but this is not what I want to do, Sha. Let me go back to what I wanted to do. Okay. I wanted to filter top. Let me say top there.
Top 5. So you're going to insert the 5. So
Should we do 5 or 10?
5. Then you drag on the by value. You drag the sales. Boom. It's going to show us the 5 now.
So we have seen the top 5. So it shows that California, New York, Washington, and whatever. They are the top 5 that they are the top 5 for growth. So now we want to see the bottom 5. Let me keep here. As you are dragging it, this line is helping for align. It's helping for you to align with the previous one. Now it's aligned. So you want to do 5.
I'm sorry. I noticed something. We can also change it back to the map. We can also change it back to the map. So it's going to highlight with that.
I didn't get you.
That I said that's if we want to switch it back to the map chart.
Map chart, no. What do you want to say? Say what you want to say. Let me.
You know, we initially chose Power BI initially chose the
Map.
this thing for us. So I said with this top 5, we could switch back to the map chart. So on the map chart is going to change highlighting those 5 performance states.
Yeah, it's going to align it, but yeah, if you want to use that one, I prefer doing the one that is giving me more insight. It will show you bubbles, but the bubbles might not actually show you the one that is bigger than this one, because the size might be confusing. You understand? So, but with this bar chart, once you see it, you already know that California is the highest. I don't know if you got my point. If you want to do it on graph, you can do it on graph. What I showed you people when I was explaining, I said is a guide, not as if it's compulsory that you must use that. Hope you are cleared. Hello?
Absolutely.
Okay. I wanted to do bottom 5, right? Yeah. Bottom 5, but profits, click. And another thing, if you want to click, like now we have finished this one. Assuming this one is still highlighting, and I come here and click another thing, it will affect what I visualize. So once you are done with one visual, click out. So anyone you are creating will now create on as a fresh visual. You understand? So I want to create for bottom 5. Chase by region that I did, or by states. Okay. The same thing came out, but I want it to be bottom 5. You can still go here. top. What we want is bottom. We click 5. Then add value. The value we are using to compare is the profit. Apply. So which one is smallest now? Okay. Texas is smallest, is the least profit.
Sorry,
Then
please, I'm not really getting how this filter works.
okay. If you come to filter, how I did this one now, come to filter, go to states, because we want the filters to show us the list, the bottom 5 states. So go to state, click the arrow. If you click it, there is an arrow here again. Oh, there is an arrow that is somewhere here. If you click it, you see filter. Okay, let me do another one so you flow with me. Follow me. That will delete it. That's not what I want. I click profits, click states, right? So now I want to filter. I come to states, drop down. There is basic filter here. You click the drop down. You come to top N, click top N. Then here you have top. You drop down. You see bottom. Click bottom. Then you put in the figure you want. As mean you want top 10 and bottom 10. If you click it, then by value means that you put in the value that the category will obey. So we want it to show me the list 5 by profit. Drag profit and drop, then apply change. I seen it. So now it's showing me the bottom 10. That's how you do it. Okay. Okay, for instance, you want to know how many products how many products they have. Okay, here you use card. This is showing me the total quantity. Sorry, it's not quantity I want now. Sorry. Let me say subcategory. How many subcategories they have? What happened? Okay. Sorry. For here, this is where you use a form of DAX. We want to create a new measure. It's coming up. What I want to do, I want to know how many unique values of subcategories that these data have. From there, so let me call it subcategories. A person asking for DAX, this is something related to DAX. So now what I want to count is unique distinct count. So once you type this, it will give you distinct counts. I want to count distinct count of subcategories. You look for your subcategories. Okay. Then you close the brackets, click enter. Okay. If you look at the sign here, there is a calculator sign. What I created is new, it's Is it column measure, new measure? Sorry, I'm coming.
Calculated field.
Yeah. What I did is calculated measure. Okay. As if you notice, if I go to my data, there's no column that will bear this subcategory that I've created, because what I did was calculate. I just did new measure. I created a new measure, not a new column. If I want to create a new column, if I create it, it will appear as other columns. But what I did was calculated measure. Now you are getting the difference between calculated measure and calculated column. So now I've created for this one now. Okay. I click on it, use card. So now from here, I'm seeing that this data or this company have only 17 subcategories. It's like people are lost. Are you still with me?
Yes.
Any question before we move forward? That I said that.
I've been.
Please do the subcategory again. Let's see how you created it.
Okay. Uche, she asked a question.
I said, I was asking if you could go back to the DAX that you used. I didn't actually get it.
Okay, so all our question is based on this that. Okay, would you go on?
Okay, my question is on the new column and new measure. I didn't understand both of them. The difference between the both.
Okay, noted. Toby. Unmute and add, so no time. Toby. Okay, let's go on. Let me redo it again. Follow me, please. I wanted to know, I will redo it using number of segments to do it. I want to know how many segments that this company have. If you look at the data, they have categories, they have segments, they have subcategories. So now I want to know how many segments they have. I would have to use count, but I want it to appear as a card. Yeah, card appears like a single fact, a single value. So I want to know how many. Remember, I've done subcategory, so you can. I'm trying to do segments, so you will flow with it. How I did segment is how you do subcategory. You come to ... click new measure. If you click the new measure, this thing will come out. Just like as if you are writing SQL query. As mean you are writing what you are trying to write is more. This is just the simplest part of DAX. So let me call this one. What do I want to do? Segments. Let me call this number of segments. When you are tagging a name or a variable, use the one that you understand. Number of segments. Let me write a short form. Number of segments. Okay. And what I want to count is the distinct value, not as if I want to count all of them. You want to count all of them, it's just as if you are counting the whole rows. But what I want to count is this distinct count of all of them. So wherever Uju appear, assuming Uju appeared 100 times, Ujunwa will be counted as one. So distinct count. What I want to do is distinct count. And if you click it, it will show you what distinct count is all about. Count the number in distinct values in a column. Count number of distinct values in a column. So in case you don't understand what the function is talking about, it will explain it for you. So what I want is to count is distinct value of segments. So I've clicked on segment, then you close the bracket. Don't forget to close the bracket. Then you click enter. It's running. Okay. If you look at it, it has appeared here. So I now want to run. Click on distinct count and click on card because I want it to appear as a count. So it have 3 segments. Understood? So for the person that asks about difference, measured column is as if you are creating a new column. So it will appear as other columns. It's as though you created a new column. For instance, they gave you, as I said last week, they gave you quantity and they gave you unit price, but they didn't give you sales. So you have to create a new column that will be talking about sales. And the new column you will create will be talking about quantity times unit price should give you the sales. You understand? So that one, you've created a new column. When you click on the data, when you click here, you will see a new column called that thing you created. But this one I created number of segments, number of categories. They are not appearing here. That means they are not occupying memory space. Understood? So
Yeah.
that's just the okay. So now see those 3 categories. We counted the distinct count and it gave us 3. That's we have customer, we have this, we have this. Okay. Which other thing can we do? Okay. So all of us studied the data together. I want you people to tell me kind of insight that we can get from the data. I want the class to be interactive, so it will not look as if I'm the only one doing it. If you are really flowing with me, I want you to give me an insight that we can get. There are many insights that we can get from this data, but I want you people to answer.
Hello, ma. After
Go on.
going the same way you went for the segments and others, me, I cannot get 3. Mine is not popping up.
What did you get?
It's just blank.
What is blank?
As in, it's not bringing anything for me on my...
You did the DAX and clicked enter.
Yes.
It's not showing any error on the
It's
DAX,
asking me
right?
to rename the measure. I don't get.
Rename the measure.
Yes.
I cannot even see your screen, so I will even know how to help out. Try renaming it if actually that's what it's saying. But why would you tell it to rename? Didn't you give it a name? Even if you give it a name, it's not supposed to ask you to rename it. So once you click enter, nothing will come out. You go here again and click on it, mark it. Once you mark it, you click card. It will come out as this.
Okay, let me try it again.
Okay. We can get the ship mode, know the ship mode that the ship mode that had highest, that was used more. Okay, since nobody wants to tell me an insight that we can get.
Hello? That the distinct formula calculation.
Insight on ship mode and subcategory and
Are you
quantity.
guys talking to me?
Yes, yes, teacher.
What did you say?
I said we can do insight. We can get insight on ship mode, category, and quantity, and
Exactly.
if better
So,
add profit to it.
so there are many things you can run from there. I just want us, once we do extra one to do extra insight or two or three insights, then we design it using this format. Then okay, now I did sales by ship mode. You understand? So from what I did here now, it shows that standard class, many people used standard class for their shipping, if that's what ship mode is all about. Use standard class, followed by second class, then first class. Only little used same day ship mode. That means most of people that ordered products, or most of people that bought product didn't really ship it that same day. So most of them used standard class. So now, since standard class was the highest, let's check ship mode by profit. So we actually understand if the number of ship modes that were used, whether it has effect on the profit. So you click ship mode, click profits. Okay. If you look at it, it's not really showing us hierarchy, or else if you want it to come as descending order, once you click on this profit, have you seen it? It has gone up. That means standard class, yes, standard class was highest sales. I hope people understand what I'm saying. What we did for this one now, standard, what we did was sales by ship mode, right? Yeah. So standard class was made the highest sales. So more sales. Yeah, what am I speaking? Yeah, standard class made the highest sales. That's say most customers that bought something use standard class mode of shipping. That's why they made highest sales. So least customers used same day. So same day didn't really make much sales. People that used same day ship mode were not much. That just 5.59%. Whereas people that used ship mode was above 0.5%. Was above half of the whatever 59.12. So now to the profit. If you look at it, profit, standard class that made the highest sales made highest profit, right? Followed by second class. So in other words, we should say that the sales is positively correlated. Yeah, right? Is positively correlated with the profit. So the higher the sales, the higher the profit. I'm understanding what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm still. I've been raising my hand. You didn't call me to ask when I got
You
stopped.
know I'm using two windows. I'm switching from here to I might not really. Okay, let me come back.
Oh, sorry, please.
Okay, you can ask your question.
Okay, sorry to take you back a bit. I said I got stuck at the number of segments. I didn't get the function used to pass the formula function. Well, so sorry about it.
I didn't get the question. No. Popular
I said
function what?
when you created the segment subsets under the segments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, there
Yeah.
was this function passed, so I didn't get that function well, so I couldn't apply it. After the number of segments,
I
equals
use
to
I use
simply.
distinct count.
Okay.
I use distinct count because I wanted to count the distinct values on that segment column. We can move forward now. So now,
Okay. So just these things count. Okay. Then what other? Okay, by city or by apps? Is it by sales or by segment?
no, that one you are creating a DAX function. You are
After
creating a
using the
new measure.
distinct count.
God. Distinct count brackets. Is it
Okay.
this one you're talking about? If you write the column, the name you want the measure, the equal to distinct count, then you open bracket. Once you put distinct count, it will drop down the column names. Then you select the column that you want to create a new measure from, which is segment column. You click it, then you close the bracket, click enter. Then when you come to this field, you will see the measure has been added. But what you used to know measures is that measure comes with something like calculator code and logo. Then when you want to create a visual under it, click that, then click on card. It will automatically populate.
All right. Thank you. I got that. Thank you.
Is there another person raising hand? I'm switching from one wing from different distance. I might not really see when you are raising hand. So from what we did now, we've been clear that that sales is correlated to profit. That's the higher the sales, the higher the profits, from what we just did now. So before we go further, I need someone to tell me an insight we can get. I don't want to be the only person talking. I want this class to be very interactive as much as possible. How many people are really understanding what I'm saying? Oh, questions. I'm stuck at number of segments calculation. I think it's the same person that asked question now. Okay, some of the insights: sales by product, sales by sales by product category, sales by manager. Okay, thank you, Timothy. Okay, we have, is there a manager on this? Timothy, where did you see manager? Let me look at the data again. Abby. Wow. Timothy.
Yes.
Where did you see manager?
Okay, maybe the sample file I'm using is different. The one I got was from Tableau.
Okay.
The Superstore sample. So maybe it's different from yours.
Okay. It's different. There is no manager here. So another person should tell me an insight. We need extra 2 insights, so we'll beautify this thing. Nobody's talking. Doesn't mean that you people are not flowing. This is not impressive. Okay.
Hello?
Go on.
Okay, we could use insight on ship mode, and because I'm trying to see if we can do 2 or more insights so that we'll get to understand it well, so that when you give us our project, we'll be able to do it well. So I'm looking at ship mode and category, quantity, and profits. That's what I said earlier.
Ship mode. I think we've done sales, we've done profits. Okay. Ship mode by profits. We've done ship mode by profits. And which other insights can we do? We've done regions. We've done regions.
What of quantity ordered by region, done by product category?
Okay. I'm coming. So we need to we need to understand this category. Okay. A category have different subcategories under it. Okay. Now I get. Quantity by let me say by subcategory. Right. Let it come on a table. So this shows that let me bring it to descending order. Binder or
Sorry,
binder
excuse me.
had
Hello, sorry. We can also do quantity by ship mode.
quantity by ship mode.
Yes.
So
Yes.
which kind of insight do you want to get from that? We are interacting.
Of course, yes. So we know, just want to, let's see what particular ship mode has the highest quantity. You know.
That was ordered.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. That's it. Okay, let's finish this one I'm doing, then we'll do it. What I want to check here now is subcategories should be likened to be the products, like because they didn't tell us the products under storage that there should be many products under storage. There should be many products under art, but the data stopped at subcategory. So let's see these subcategories as products. So we want to know the product that had the highest sales. You understand? And yeah, the product that have the highest sales. And I want to know if the quantity that was sold, as whether the quantity is correlating with the profit, because it's possible that okay, for someone that is selling sweets will sell much, you will not compare the profit the person will make with someone that is selling car. Someone that is selling car can sell one car and make more profit than someone that sold 100 sweets. Do you understand? So that's what I want to check. So now for what I did now, subcategory, paper, binders, paper and furnishing products they sold highest quantity. So I want to know the profits that they made. So here, if you check it by quantity, binder was highest quantity sold. Let's check by profit. But by profits, right? Yeah, by profit, copier made the highest profit, but they were not the highest quantity. I don't know if you people are understanding what I'm trying to say. Hello?
Yes, I understand.
So this is how you try to understand data. So with this now, I can use this line and stacked graph to bring a visual about it. Do you understand? To bring a visual about it in the sense that this product made sold so quantity but made so profit. It means I'm bringing in two visuals into one. That's the meaning of this line and stacked. Okay. I've clicked it now, so let me come to the template and put it well. I want the shared axis should be subcategories. As someone's mic is on, please mute.
So on the subcategory quantity and profit, the inside there now is copier has the highest made the highest profit, 55,617. Am
Are
I
you
too?
asking a question?
Yeah, yes, I just want to be sure if I'm on the right track.
So what's the question?
Yeah, on the chart we just created now, sub
Mm.
quantity, subcategory quantity and profit. From the
Mm-hmm.
insights there, copiers appears to make the highest profit with 55,617.82.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But was not the highest quantity sold.
Yes, 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 yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
If you want to use line start like this blue chart is showing profit, while the what's the name of this color? Is it sky blue? Is showing for quantity. If you want to use this one, is your choice. So because of the Kumba, because the thing is much, you can decide to reduce it. Someone's mic is on. Please mute. So from this chart now, copier made the highest profit, but didn't make the highest quantity. So this is just the point. I wanted to bring a point out, Sha. Not as if I'll use this visual. Sometimes I prefer to use table so that I will actually understand it on my own personally. This much. Okay. Let me bring up this one here. I think we'll stop here so we'll beautify this. Okay. Okay. Sorry. You can put it on the other visual I put it for, or I was putting it, or rather I changed it for. There's something I want to check that type of products. We've done for category, we've done by segments. Sorry, I'm trying to align. Let me align it. So let me know if I still have space. Okay. Now there's no space again. Okay. Let me do sales by category then. You can also do sales by category. Sales by category. They sold more of phones, followed by chair, followed by storage and tables. So the whole thing have changed also. So all these things are just what you keep checking. why we are having this confusion on what to do is because there's no objective per se that we are working on. So we are just deriving insights. There are many insights that you can derive on your own. You can derive percentage of segments. That one you will use pie charts. I'm just trying to tell you, you can do it on your own. You can derive number of states. Yeah. Okay, now let's do one before we go into aligning and beautifying. So now we have different states. Yeah. So we can build a filter for states. Where is my states? Okay. We have states. I want it to appear as a slicer. So now with this, I have seen my screen. I don't know, sometimes I just feel as if I'm the only one talking to myself.
We can hear you. As you are doing it, we are doing it on our own too.
Okay. Okay, now I've done a slicer. Let me cover this one small. This slicer is, this Power BI is interactive. Okay, if you click, let me say I want to see only for Alabama. If you click it, everything aligns to that of Alabama. So now I've clicked it. I've clicked Alabama. It shows that in Alabama that there were 3 segments. Remember what we had was how many subcategories? I can't remember. Even I click it back, you see that. What?
17 categories.
Okay, that means only 16 subcategories were sold to Alabama. For profits, for Alabama, they made only 2,001. This should be US dollars now. They made 2,127.174 for second class. So you see, all these things changed. But I advise people, if you are doing filter on states, try as much as possible not to do anything that is related to states, because it's going to be waste of visual. Okay, now, like now I did Alabama now. I used states as a slicer. I clicked Alabama. All these things I did for states. This one I did profit by state. If you notice, it's just giving me that of only Alabama. I don't know how well I will explain myself here. It shows that even without clicking on this thing, it was showing me this. So it's not really much interactive when it comes to how will I explain myself? Oh God, I'm lacking ways to explain myself now. Okay, now let me start afresh. I use slicer for states. That's for filtering. And I clicked one Alabama. Let me clean it up now.
Ma, please come before using the slicer. Please, I'm lost there.
I should do it.
Before adding the slicer. I don't know how you get there.
Okay. Bye, ma. Okay. I should start afresh or what? Okay,
Please,
let me
before using the slicer, please.
I've removed it now. I want to bring in slicer. I want to get slicer for states. I remember I had states before. Sorry, I had states here. Profit by states. Profit by state. This one is for bottom 5, top 5, right? Yeah. Okay. I click states. I click slicer. See slicer. Okay. So now, maybe you just want to see for a particular state. You check that place. It would show you everything about that. Did I communicate? Let me just stop it here so I will not even confuse myself as I'm talking. So there are many slicers that you can use. It's either you use full drop down, that's list, or you use drop down. Drop down is just, it will show you states. Then if you want to see all of them, you click all, it will show you all the drop down. So it's your choice. Let me use this one because of space. So we are having space here. So any state you want to check for, you click on that. Okay, now when I clicked on Alabama, maybe you want to know the region that the state is. Once you click on that particular state, you see the region that state is falling on. And you see the sales that they made by subcategory. You see the profit that they made and the rest of them. So let me stop here. On your own, you can find, we've done ship mode by segments. Have we done that? No. Okay. You can find ship mode by segments. You can find which other one? States by order, or rather states by subcategories. You can even find states by count. Like, the state that appeared more. The state that appear more means that states happen to be states that used to request for products more. You can check ship mode by profits. We've done that. Oh, we've not done that. Okay. So there are many things you can find out from there. You can find sales by subcategories, quantity of each subcategories. You can find the discount per order or per product to know the product that they had discount on. I know products that they should have discount on could be that the product is not moving, so they had to put discount. Someone wants to talk. Who is there?
Who is the icon for the slider, please?
Slider is this one.
That funnel, eh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once I click it, it will give me else options. Okay.
Okay, this one we can make it top 10, so it will not look much. Okay. Now I want all of you to make this one top 10. Top 10 sales by subcategories. Don't wait for me, do it on your own. I know most of you are waiting for me. Let me do it. So now, what will be my value? What should I drag into here? If you talk, you mute your mic. Someone should tell me what I would drag into this field.
Category.
Eh? I didn't get you.
Dragging profit.
No, see the one I'm talking about. Sales.
Sales.
So what
Drag
is
sales.
what
Drag
is
sales.
Sales,
Okay,
not
sales.
subcategory. What you are going to drag should be measurable. So
Drag sales then apply.
So
okay, sales, yeah.
Which other one can we do before we close? Okay, we still have space up here. Okay, let's find total profits. Total profit that they made, then total sales that they made. We'll put total profit here, put total sales here, then we start beautifying. Oh, my battery is about to die.
No problem.
Wow, 31%. This people want to give some lines. Okay. You can start doing it on your own. No, don't wait for me. I said I want us to find total profits, then total sales that was made.
Total profit. So now profit and waiting.
I've done it though.
What's this thing again? The insights you're looking for. Total profit and what?
Total sales.
And total profit, right?
Mm.
Okay, total sales card.
So they made sale of 2.3 million, but their profit was 286,000, blah blah blah. So I'm trying to align it. Someone should tell me the name of visual that I use for this.
Card.
Card.
Mm-hmm. So I see how the alignment is going. Once you're off the alignment, the red line directs you if you're following it very well. So because of this, the sake of my battery, my system battery is about to disappoint me. It has tried. So let's start beautifying it. Okay. So we'll start by, let's start from here. You click on the visual. Once you click on it, you click on this painter, this roller, painting rollers symbol. You click on it. You can have a general change on it if you want, but I don't want. Then my y-axis, what do I want? I want the color of this thing to be black. You know, it's gray, so it's not really shouting. So I've changed it to black. I mean, you want this value here to come to this side. You come here, click right. I see how it's changed, but I want it to remain on left. So I've changed the color. So I want the font size to increase more. So I've increased it. Okay, if you want to change the font color, family, whatever, you change it here. So this place is just where you beautify it. You want to bolden. Here we are still talking about our y-axis. I've boldened it. You want it to come as italics. I see, but I don't want it to come as italics. You want it to be underlined. So this is where you just play around, do your graphic design skill in designing it. So what I want to do after it, you go for your x-axis, do whatever you want to do there. I've changed the color of my x-axis and I want to bolden it. I've boldened it. Okay. I want to label the data label to appear. So it has appeared. So I want it to be in black. To be black. Okay. The unit, you want it to come out full, like the unit is coming in millions. I want it, everything come out. Let me know how it is. You click on none. If you want it to come in thousands, you know K means 100K, 100,000. So this is where you change the display units. Decimal points, you want to increase the decimal places. This is just, you can just play around it so you know the function of each one. I will be stopping very soon, so my system will not shut down. So border, you want to build a border like now, how it is now. They are borderless. You want to build a border. You come here, look for where there is border. See border here, you on it. Drop down. Maybe you don't want the border to be full, like as it is. I want it to be, as in the edge to be a little bit bent. So let me continue. Where is my border? Okay, this is my border. I want to increase the radius. Let me stop at 15. I will remove it now so we'll see the effects. I see how the edge is not in full. So the more you increase the radius, the more it will be curved. It will be more curvy. So I'm still there. Border, which other one? You want the color of the border not to be black. Maybe you want the colors to be red or yellow. Let's try this. I seen it. So this is just where you do your beautification. You beautify each visual. So after dealing with this visual, I'll click another visual. I'll click this visual, then do the same work there. That's how I will do all of them till I get my satisfied color. There are some companies that have their different colors. If you're working with MTN, at least there should be yellow color on there on your report. If you're working with Airtel, there should be red. So all these things really matter. So if you're working with a company, try as much as possible to use your company. Then you can import logo. Maybe this, you want to present this to a stakeholder, you can import your logo. Go to insert. I don't have logo in my system, so click image. Do I have any picture? Let me look for. Hope I don't have a picture. Let me look for a picture that I can import. I don't really have a picture to import. So you can click on the picture you want to import. Then, are you talking to me?
No.
So you import your picture, then you drop it where you want to drop it. Maybe you want the background, you want to change the background, you want the background to be an image. So you can do it, you import. Okay, you want the background to be an image. When you make sure that you are not highlighting any visual. If you want to do anything, any change that have to do with the whole that will be effective on the background of this whole canvas, make sure you're not highlighting. Highlighting is like this. So come out, make sure you're not highlighting anything, then come here. So this is where you this is where you do you want wallpaper. Okay, maybe I want the color not to be white. I want it to be yellow. Let me say pop. I seen it. So anything you're doing here will be affecting the whole canvas. What was it? It was white, but let me change it to white. So the transparency, you want to use image as your background. You click add image. So this is basically you playing around with it. Let me try and import one, but I'll delete it immediately. So I see in the background. So I've deleted it. So So this is basically what you can do. You can just practice it on your own. I can't continue doing it. My system is about to disappoint me. That's tried. So let me take questions before we go forward. Go on, Uju.
Okay, my question is, I don't know whether you've said it before, but when you were asking us to give you more insight, so I was like, okay, let me assume that we started working and they gave us data to analyze. I thought they should give us what we should do, like a question or an insight that we should get from that data, or are we the ones that will get the insights ourselves?
Okay. When you are working in an environment, for instance, I work as a data analyst, they want you to give them reports. Maybe they most times they might not necessarily tell you, okay, find this one, and be listing it out for you. They can come, let me say this data now. They gave you this data. They will be like, give us monthly reports on the sales that we made, the profits we made based on our sales, profit, and our customers, full stop. They didn't go in details to tell you, okay, find this by this by this. As a data analyst, you should know that you would create a visual that will be given insight based on the profit they made by their products, by their customers, by their locations. They've given you their objectives. This is what we want. For people like where I work, I present weekly report, not even monthly, weekly reports. So I already have a template that I present on weekly basis. Then the stakeholders or the management during their weekly meeting, they will look at the data, they will know the progress they made. And my data, most times I compare it from this week, comparing this week and last week, whether there was an increase or there was a decrease. So you should just think out and know whatever insight you're getting, let it be hovering around the objective that they want you to deliver. Let it solve the problem that they want you to solve. Do you get?
Yeah, I
Did I answer
understand.
your question?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. That's why you have to understand the data first before you start analyzing. Timothy, go on.
Yes. Hello.
Go
My
on.
que- my question is, how many visuals are we supposed to have on a report? Is there any standard to the number of visuals that we're supposed to have per report, per page? Let me put it like that. Is there any standard?
There is no standard. Once you see that the thing is looking is too clustered, you create another page, or you can segment your report. Assuming I'm working for an official project, this one report might be profit analysis. So everything that should be on this report should be profit related. I can do, oh, thank God, up next. Sorry. I can do reports by, okay, we can stay longer. They've given me lights. I can do reports based on segments. I can do profit based on ship mode, profit based on segment, profit based on region, profit based on which other one? States. So this one is talking about profit. So whenever they want to do profit, to get insight about profit, they are hitting on page 1. Page 2 might be talking about sales analysis. So everything about page 2 will be talking about sales by ship mode, sales by sales by whatever, sales. The other one might be talking about, are you getting my point? So I cannot come and add another thing here again because it's already clustered. I think we can go on in beautifying this data. So any other question? Questions.
Hello, ma'am.
Go on.
Out of the visualization I have on my system, I've been trying that of the map, but it seems it's not working. Maybe it's my
Your map is
system.
not working.
I don't know. It's not. I cannot analyze it using map, but the other ones are working. Could it be the system or what? I don't know.
Cannot be the system. No.
No, follow the instructions that was given to you there. Click on your file tab.
I've done it. It's still not working.
Okay.
Okay, just
Let
click on
me
your
create
file
a new
tab.
page. Okay.
Options and settings.
I cannot hear
Options and
you.
settings when you're there. Then options by the right. Click on the options. Home. The
Okay,
tab
I'm
before home. File.
Is it
fine.
not still map?
Yes, mentor, it will know
Okay.
it's not working on our own. Maybe it's the
So any
first time,
other
that's why.
question? It's supposed to work.
So can you please come over it again, please?
That's what I just did now.
I didn't get, my network was breaking in between.
You have to click a column that is dealing with spatial data. You can't be talking about graphs and you click on profit only. So if you click on state self, the Power BI will automatically bring out your map because they know that states is talking about spatial listening. So when you click on it, you can start filling up these templates that
I clicked on my own. It's not coming up. What I have is map and field map visuals are disabled. To enable them, go to file option settings, blah blah blah, global security, CDT. That's what I'm seeing on my phone.
Yes, just follow those steps. I guess the reason why our PCs are not displaying is because maybe we've not used it before. I guess Mentor have used ours on diverse occasions. Just follow those steps they highlighted for you. You'll get it. It happened to me too. Yeah.
Wow. I'm
Yes,
hearing
that's
this
the
for the first
yes.
time.
It's disabled on my own. No,
Yes, by
I
default.
followed it.
Yes, it's default. By default, it is disabled. You must enable it first.
Yeah, just follow those steps. You'll get it.
Wow.
Following the steps, going still the same thing.
Did you click on the final lap that says ticking on the global?
I did not even see global anything.
Okay.
Okay,
See,
Mentor, please, can I go again? Can I start over again?
I know. Let me stop this recording. Then there I will share groups and we will interact. You know, this thing is on record for now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
in summary, you can, like I have done this one, you can do it for others. Put in colors that are attractive. Make it interactive. Okay, there's one thing I didn't mention. This Power BI uses AI, should I call it AI component or AI products, kind of. So sometimes if you don't really have insights, you are looking for what to do. It has a Q and N. Where is it again? Q and N. Where is my Q and N? Okay, Q and A, sorry. Yeah, it brings up some questions that computer thinks that you're supposed to look at. So now if you click your Q and A, see Q and A for people that didn't see me. Q and A with the pane. So now it gives list of some questions that they think they're supposed to ask, like top cities with subcategories, sub-cities by no number of segments, what is sub, do you understand? All these questions, they feel that you're supposed to ask it, so they're giving you suggestion. So now let me click one. So sorry. What's happening? Sometimes their questions used to be wrong. It's just that it will give you hints. Now, why this thing is coming out as uniform? If you look at it, it's coming out uniform because each category, each segment is 3 in number. You understand? 1, 2, 3 from what we did here. So almost all the states uses those 3 segments, sold those 3 segments. That's why all of them are coming out as this thing. But the function of this Q&A is to give you insight on the kind of questions that you should, the kind of insight that you should get. You can even type in, oh sorry, I've removed it. You can type in what you want and it will automatically answer it. Let me run type profit. It will pick the keywords profit. Now I wrote only profit, it brought out the profit for me. I seen it. Profit by what should I type?
By states.
By states. I think we've done that one.
By discounts, uncle.
Profit discount is like you can't say profit by discount. Discount is like subtraction of the sales that they made. Like they're selling this product for 1 naira, then they came and did so percentage of discount for particular products. So they can't really make profit on that because they're selling it almost without profit. So now I've done profit by states. Are you seeing it? It ran it for me and brought it out for me. Do you get? So this is the function of Q&A. You can try many things out on your own. It's not nice for me to do everything. So try out many things on your own. Think out something on your own and beautify it. There is more attraction to your visual once it's beautified and looks attractive. So you can beautify it, you can build other insight by creating page 2, page 3, and give it name. Like what I said, you can give your page name once you click it, just like Excel. You can type in anything you want. So you can do sales analysis, profit analysis, this one analysis by creating different this thing on your own. So this is a summary of what Power BI can do. The more you practice, the more you get acquainted to some of this thing, some of its functionalities. We didn't use more of DAX on this project, but there are some projects that you will work on that you will need DAX. So some project that I'll be sharing this group into 5. I'll give you people different data sets. I'll give your leaders different data sets. He can create another group for you people where people can discuss and bring up ideas or insights. The submission will be done before next Saturday. So, okay, let me end the class. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your time. Let me end it here. Sorry. Let me stop. Okay.